What's going on, guys? Travis with REC Garage, and in this video I'm working on the 37 Sedan delivery again, getting the driver's side pretty much all finished up. So let's jam. All right, guys, so we're back on the 37 and back on this wheel well that has been giving me trouble. I kind of felt defeated every time I worked on it. I don't know. I tried to do the factory bends and forms that happened down here to meet up with the sub rail. I just couldn't do it exactly the way it was factory without making it a couple pieces. And I don't really want to do that. And I'm not going to let this defeat me, so I'm going to make it work. It might not have the same bends as it would factory, but I'm going to have both sides match. I'm going to kind of keep it flat and kind of just angle it towards the sub rail and maybe give it a little kick to flatten it back out to the sub rail so I can spot weld it, plug weld it, whatever I need to do. So as you can probably see, it's meeting up nice with the sub rail here, and then it starts to drift away. I'll do some more wheeling here. Actually, in this whole area here. I want to get this bottom to meet up with this. So this area here needs to raise up to get the bottom closer, because I've been stretching the bottom. It's getting there, but not quite. This middle is touching, but I'll also give this area a little raise. So too, I think this whole middle section here just needs to bump out some. I got this inner fender fitting real nice up until about here. I might figure something out, or I might just put a flat piece because the stock one had a flat lip. This is as far as I'm going to take this piece here, shape-wise. That's how this one's looking, and of course, you know how it is. The finish is amazing. All right, so now that I got that fitting the way I want it, I am going to start replacing from here down on this on the driver's side. So I'm going to push this away from the wall, kind of get it so I can look at it better, and we'll start hacking away. Hey guys, sorry to interrupt the video, but you guessed it, shirts are in. Check it out. Got the new logo on the shirt, nice and simple, easy, you wear it anywhere, white. And I got, of course, in black, sizes from medium to double XL. I didn't get the small because the last time I did shirts, nobody bought the small. So like I said, medium to double XL. If there's a higher demand for more than double XL, like 3XL, 4XL, I'll order them. But you gotta let me know in the comments below if that is a size you guys need. I will get it made. So let's see how this first run of shirts goes. There is not many, so go to the link down below, racgarage.com. Get your shirts before they go away, because I really didn't order much because I'm just kind of testing this out. First time selling shirts through YouTube, so it's kind of new to me. I've sold shirts before, but mostly to friends and local people, and I already had them sold before I bought them. This time's different, taking a risk. So I appreciate you guys supporting the channel. So go down in the link below, racgarage.com, and get yours before they're gone, because like I said, I did not get many. So back to the video. This side all mocked up. I'm gonna have to scribe a line from this panel to this panel. Then I will actually, yeah, this panel's sitting on top of this one. So those will just get welded together. I gotta scribe this, then weld these two. But before that, I think I'm gonna weld this to this piece like I did on the other side first. So it's kind of like a weird panhandle shape. It's coming together. The bottom fits nice down there. This is a nice curve of the door. I had to do some shrinking on this edge here. I did off of camera, but as you can see, it's got quite a bit of shape here, and so does the door. And I pretty much matched it to that. Next steps here, like I said before, make this one piece, and then I'll start cutting the body higher up here, marking it, tacking it in. As you saw on the time lapse, I have the sub rail on this side in. It is bolted in here, and it is welded here and on this face here to this front sub rail here. So sub rail is one piece all the way on each side, all the way to the back. It's not welded to the back piece yet. It's just clamped on both sides. I'm actually remaking everything here. This outside panel, even the inside panel here, they're in poor shape, so I'm just gonna redo everything. But before I disconnect this here, I need to get both sides finished, or at least tacked in, ready to go. As of right now, this is getting ready to weld in, getting real close. As you can see, I got the passenger side fully mocked up and it is tacked in place. So this is one big panel. It's just tacked together right now. I will finish weld it tomorrow, start scribing the body. So I will fully weld that in the morning, trim it, scribe the body, trim the body, tack it in place. Then I will do what I did on the other side, is cut the center of this bead off and replace just the bottom of it, because the top here is fine, nothing wrong with that. And these beads from around here on, they start to taper wider, and I just don't have a tapering die for my Pullmax. I really don't think it exists. See how big it is here, and then it gets smaller. Yeah, there's quite a bit of work to do, but there's quite a bit of work I got done today. So I'll catch you tomorrow, I guess. I had this strap, if you see this and you're wondering what the heck it is, since everything's cut out, this back kind of wants to sag down in, so I just have it tied to my welding table. Couple clicks, nothing serious, just to open this gap, get this correct, so when I weld everything in, it's where it needs to be, unless if it was sagging and I welded it, made the gaps nice, and then dealt with the back here, lifted it back up, the gap would open up and it would be terrible. All right, so you saw me going through a bunch of things trying to get this fitted. I had it right, but then when I was putting the Dicom on and I was looking at this corner, this edge here, there was a lot of lead buildup. And I'm like, what the heck is that? So I melted out, and come to find out, they gapped that door gap with lead, and it was quite a bit. So my panel was off. I could slide the panel so that this edge would meet up again, and then this part here didn't line up anymore. So I need to cut down here and cut across so I could move that back up. Everything seems to be in the place I want it. I scribed this panel so I can cut it again and it'll match up. I can weld it. I scribed down here. I'm gonna trim this up, weld it again, and it's going to fit exactly the way I want it. I got this all welded up after I did my my oopsie. Everything is good now. I scribed the body already, but I need to transfer these holes, and I need to make this fit a little better. I gotta transfer these Cleco holes to my Cleco straps. So when I cut the holes on the other side, on the original metal, I'll have a reference on where to Cleco it to. So that should be pretty easy. All right, as you can see, I have the driver's side panel all fully welded and Clecoed in place on the body. So next, I'm gonna start tacking this up and getting this ready. Should be able to do that today, and then I will work on the bottom half of the rest of this arch. I got the rest of that arch done. Real happy with the fit. Everything's looking good. Gaps aren't perfect, but you know, they're not perfect, but they're even across the board. I think after I get this done, I can clamp it to the sub rail like I have the other side, and I can release that strap and everything should be all hunky-dory. It's looking pretty symmetrical in here, other than this inner fender. Looking pretty good. All right, I bet you guys want a scenery change by now because he's just been staring at this quarter panel for about, I don't know, I'd say 10, 15 minutes by now. I got it welded up. I'll knock those highs, and then I got to hit this with the planishing hammer and, you know, do the process all over again till it looks like down here. Let's get to it. last you saw, I was planishing that quarter panel patch. I hit it with the shrinking disc off camera. Now it's all in. So when I hit it with the shrinking disc, it looks kind of weird because it's just hitting like the highs and it's kind of making it shiny. And then after I shrunk it, it leveled it out. It looks a little uneven, but it's not. If I hit it with that Contour SCT, it'll smooth everything right out, just like it did with that fender over there. It follows the contour nice on this trim piece and the wood B-pillar back here like I intended. And so I got this inner wheel well where I want it. I trimmed it to the bottom of the sub rail, so it follows the sub rail until here. I have it dipped down. I need to add some material. I can add that in later to fill that gap there. The top, there's no more holes, so I'm going to do a Sawzall trick when it's overlapped like this. I'm going to cut a little bit, weld, weld, cut a little bit, weld, weld, cut a little bit, weld, weld, until this piece is fully welded in there flush. It's just too odd of a shape, I think, to be held in with Clecos. Shop is a disaster. Tools all over the place. You know what that means? Either one of two things. Either Shepherd was in here or I got a ton of stuff done. And actually it's both. Passenger side, welded in. The whole arch either replaced or repaired, done. Sub rail installed, both sides. Well, that was already in there. I installed this one and I trimmed and tacked in the wheel well. As you saw me just now, it's kind of hard and dark in here, but it's very dirty, but it is one piece now. The whole body right now is one stinking piece. So I got all these tacks I gotta have someone come here and help me because my arms are long, but they're not that long. And I cannot dolly the backside and hit the weld at the same time. You know, things just coming along. It's crazy to see how much has been replaced. Even though that's rusty, that floor has been replaced. You guys saw me do that. This is definitely the most amount of work I've had to do on a project to date. Usually it's just the bottom 6 inches or something, and this is just like crazy. So, and there hasn't really been a patch panel for it besides the front sheet metal because that's all the same as every other 37. But everything else has been from scratch, bead from scratch, side panels from scratch, wheel wells from scratch. Oh, wheel well. Gotta do the other one soon. All right, as you can see, hopefully the shape is poking through the panel. This is nice. It could use a little bit more shrinking, probably forming. So I'm gonna leave that alone. This definitely needs some shrinks from here to here, just from here on, because this is poking out nicely the way I want it to. Yeah, see it's starting to curve over, and then I didn't shrink the edge enough. So I shrunk this plenty good. Now I just need to shrink the edge so everything kind of lays back down. All right, so this panel is really taking shape. See what I did there? It's taking shape. See, it's folding over real nice. Still needs some shrinking on the edge just to bring it down a little more, and some overall just smoothing of the panel. It's coming along. I haven't really test fit it on the body yet, but I will do that now and make sure it fits, and then we'll continue with the smoothing and shaping and all that jazz. So I got this 2/3 of this inner fender on the driver's side pretty much all set. I just need to do the cut and weld in like I did on the other side. But before that, I want to make the back half match this back half. Got the driver rear half of this inner roughed out. Need some work to get to fit. Little gap here, but I think I overstretched this edge, so I'm just gonna hit this quick in the pull max, shrink this back down so it'll meet with this, because I like the shape of this here. And this I think is just blown out a little too much, so I'll shrink that back down. I'll probably shrink it because it's like a peak to a peak when I push it, and it's not a smooth transition, so I'd wanna probably bring it down some, smoothing that out. But other than that, this is pretty much getting there. I shrunk this edge a little bit, shrunk it too much, so now it's a pain to get it to reach there. So it's just from here to here, kind of stretch that back out in the English wheel or the planishing hammer, and that'll be nice. That'll be tomorrow. Hopefully I can get that done. I'm only doing a half day in here tomorrow, and that will wrap up this video. So we'll try to get that, at least these two pieces welded together. Maybe not tacked to the body, but we'll see what happens. A lot of progress happening. I love it. I'm excited. I knew I could get shit done. I just needed time in the garage to get shit done. Now that I've had weeks in the garage, I'm just getting a ton of stuff done. This is excellent. So I know when part-time comes, I will crush it. Hopefully get to full-time in here, depending on how the customers go, because it all depends on the customers. I can do work left and right, but if there's no one to send me stuff, I ain't getting paid. Friday morning here, did a little bit of work here. I shrunk this edge here to meet up with this panel better, and it does. Once I weld these two pieces together, I'll untech screw it from here and kind of wash everything out so it kind of evens out the shape, because right now it's kind of a little high here, then it comes down because I didn't stretch this area or anything. It's just kind of, metal's doing some funky stuff. Unlike this one where it's just nice and smooth, I should make that one smooth. I really just shrunk this edge and trimmed it. So now I'm ready to put some tacks on here and weld it together. We're flying. I got that all welded and planished. It's in with tech screws right now. I need to cut it in like I did with the other side. Cut a little bit, weld it, cut a little bit, weld it, cut, weld, cut, weld, cut, weld, cut, weld until it's all in. It's looking pretty good. You know, it's coming together. It looks just like the passenger side. Got the driver's side tacked in place. Now both sides are to the same point. All right, guys, that's it for this one. A lot of time lapses, but it was the same kind of video as the other one of the passenger side. This is just the driver's side. Got it done a lot quicker. Really jammed on it this time. So thanks for liking, commenting, subscribing, clicking the bell, sharing my videos, going on the website, getting the shirts. I appreciate it. See you on the next one.